forecast with Mid-Michigan's only live radar. Here's Chief Meteorologist Bryan Bachman.
All right, a good Friday evening to you, everyone. And hey, snow lovers rejoice. We've got a major winter storm coming in for the weekend, and this one's overwhelmingly going to be a snowmaker. Now that, of course, will create some travel headaches as we head into the overnight period and tomorrow. So let's dive right in here and break it all down. First Warn 5 pinpoint Doppler radar live from MBS, showing that for the moment we are dry here in mid-Michigan. Clouds just gradually continuing to thicken up over the next several hours. We do already see some snow being detected on radar here in the far west side of the state over Grand Rapids, Muskegon, and Ludington, but none of that actually reaching the ground just yet. At that range, a lot of that snow is very elevated, but it's just indicative of the fact that this winter storm is very much at our doorstep and will be rolling in, really picking up in earnest by the time we hit midnight. So all good for the moment here as we take a live look over downtown Flint. It's been a chilly afternoon with increasingly thick clouds in the skies. Current temp at 27 degrees. Wind chill hovering closer to 17 right now, thanks to a south-southeast wind at 11 miles per hour. The winds are going to be a big factor as this storm rolls in as well. Primarily coming in out of the southeast later tonight at about 10 to 20 miles per hour, then shifting into the west behind this thing tomorrow night and ramping up even further to about 20 to 30 miles per hour. So here's the storm on the First Warn 5 Sky Tracker. It's an area of low pressure getting better organized as it cuts across parts of Nebraska and into southwest Minnesota tonight. You can see well out ahead of that, we've got this big plume of moisture, the vast majority of which around the Great Lakes region and into the high plains is coming down as snow. That snow just really beginning to arrive in earnest closer to the Chicago area, and all of that will continue to lift northeastward in our direction over the next several hours. So let's time this out. Hour by hour forecast starting you off at 8 p.m. Just like now, still dry. Overcast skies going to be the norm at that point. Snow really begins to pick up in earnest by the time we hit midnight. Perhaps an initial band of some heavier bursts of snow coming in from Standish and Sterling toward Houghton Lake and maybe even across into the Thumb at that hour. The steadier wave of more persistent snow will be just behind that along 127, Clare, Mount Pleasant to Alma, even to Owasso around that time. And then for the remainder of the overnight period, it's just increasingly steady and moderate to heavy snow. That'll greet us first thing tomorrow morning. And even by the time we wake up, since by then we're talking about, 6 to 7 hours worth of steady, heavy snow, won't be out of the question to already be waking up to as much as 3 to 5 inches of snow on the ground in many areas. That snow will continue. Steady is really through about midday or so, becoming a bit more broken up in the Thumb by that hour. Some steadier snow still north of the bay. But then you see here along I-69, as we head from noon on into 3 p.m., we're going to get just enough of a surge on the south side of the storm of some milder conditions, temps in the middle to maybe upper 30s in some spots, that we're going to see a quick change over to some rain from the Tri-Cities of Mount Pleasant on south to I-69, spanning into the Thumb through about 6 p.m. Then when the load departs tomorrow evening, it's going to kick in the winds coming in from the west-northwest, bringing colder air back into the equation and also changing us back over to plain old snow showers. So here's our updated snowfall forecast for you here. 4 to 7 inches of snow expected, where we get some of that melting due to rain tomorrow afternoon from the Tri-Cities, I-69 in Flint and across the Thumb, and just about everybody else. Mount Pleasant on northward, you're talking about 5 to as much as 8 inches of snowfall, and a lot of that will be blowing snow, since already by tomorrow morning we're looking at southeasterly winds 15 to 20 miles per hour sustained and gusting higher, holding that heading into tomorrow afternoon, and then like I said, really ramping up, sustained alone by tomorrow evening as they shift into the west to 20 to 30 miles per hour. 24 is going to be your overnight low for tonight. Snow developing around midnight and continuing heavily at times into tomorrow morning. Snow eventually mixing with some rain south of the Tri-Cities during the afternoon. 36 will be the high with windy conditions. And then it gradually quiets down. Leftover snow showers on Sunday at a high of 25 and staying in the 20s with quiet weather Monday and Tuesday. David and Meg.